Hey guys, welcome in, welcome in. This lighting is terrible today. So we're here for 30 books in 30 weeks, and today is the wrap up of my favorite book of all time, Loving What Is. It's been a tremendous week walking with my clients back through this wonderful book of knowledge and helping them to learn how to apply these strategies in their lives and to be able to share them with you guys on Facebook Live. So as you're coming in, feel free to share this out. We're going to wrap up what this process is and talk about what the takeaways were for the week from Loving What Is by Byron Katie. And yeah, it's just this book, I'm telling you guys, every time I read it, every time I share, every time I teach from it, I'm re-inspired by the techniques and the strategies that are emphasized in here in the process, and how so quickly the process really works. So invite some people to join us. For those of you who may be popping in for the very first time, you don't really know who I am, you don't really know what 30 books in 30 weeks is all about, allow me to share that information with you real briefly. 30 books in 30 weeks is a personal development reading series that I started almost 3 months ago now. And in 2018, I decided I really wanted to raise the bar on what that process looked like and how we were going through the books, how we were exercising the knowledge from the books. And so in 2018, I began the year with the goal of doing 30 books in 30 weeks. And so every single week, I select a new personal development book to focus on. And so I read the book and I share critical takeaways and be able to give you guys tools that you can use and apply in your lives, loves, and businesses. And as I shared at the beginning of the week, and as I've continued to share, what's going on, Anthony? How are you? Hey, Ben. As I've continued to share, this book is my favorite book of all time because the techniques changed my life. Once I learned how to live a reality-based life, happiness went up, disappointment went down, frustrations decreased. And so I know that for a fact that the strategies work, and that's what's really important, is does it work? So I am Marcy Batiste. I'm a personal success and recovery trainer. I am an author. I'm a public speaker. And I have a company called Bankable Success Advisors, which works with individuals and businesses. And what I do is I help them optimize their investments, personal, emotional, energy, time, and even their financial investments, so that they can yield the best return possible. Ultimately, my goal is for them to cure the emotional bankruptcy that we're all walking around with when we don't do the work. And so this book is a big part of what that work looks like. And those of you who know me best know that I'm known for really a couple of things. Number one, I always live life on Mars. That came completely from this book. Living life on Mars simply means I live my world, my rules. It's my world, my life, my rules. And really operate kind of on my own terms, right? I'm not afraid to set boundaries. And second thing is I'm sold out to my happiness all the time. People who work with me all the time, people, my friends, my family, know happiness for me is paramount. That's a non-negotiable. So if you or something you do or a place you want to go impedes my happiness, I will opt out unapologetically, quickly. No. I'm very good at no. Very good at no. But that all became possible because I got clear about living in my truth and understanding what was truth versus what's a thought. And the other thing that I am so passionate about is working with women to help them truly discover and embrace what I call their star power, so that they can not only know how wonderful they are and be able to apply the life lessons that they've learned over time to improve their future and optimize their results, but so that then they can begin to help other women shine as well. So for my wrap up today, I'm not going to be on here a long time, but I wanted to talk real briefly about the importance of a reality-based life. People who work with me, my clients, know I'm a reality-based trainer. I train from a place of being in touch with your truth, being honest, being accountable, being very, very transparent, being very, very authentic, and not regretting past experiences. I think that's important that we don't. A lot of people say, oh, just move on from it. No, I don't want you to move on from it. I want you to learn from it. And I want you to understand how you got in those various places along the way, so that as you move forward and you begin to progress, that you don't find yourself struggling with the same things. If we don't cure the problem, we just treat the symptom, then the problem is subject to come back. Where's the book list on your site? No, but I will add that to my site, Al. Thank you for that suggestion. I do not have the book list on my site, but I will put that up there for you later on this, or I'll try and get it up this afternoon. So, Loving What Is talks about how do we really come to terms with reality, and it encourages you, this inquiry and judgment process encourages you, hey Joy, encourages you to really dig down deep. So you have to determine, is this a thought or is this a fact? And so many times we walk around in a space being frustrated and upset by things, and that we perceive to be fact, we perceive them to be reality. But in honesty, when you apply these strategies and you ask these 4 very simple questions, you oftentimes find out that it's not a reality at all. It's merely your thought. And so you're disappointed by the thought that you have attached to an action or an experience or a person. You're not actually frustrated by them. And we invested a great deal of time this week talking about whose business are you minding? My business, your business, or God's business, right? And so my business, I'm in control of. Your business, you're in control of. The businesses neither of us are in control of at all is God's business. And so we get frustrated so many times because we want to control everybody else's stuff. We want to manage other people's business when our business is a right hot mess a good portion of the time. And so by employing this strategy, you really are able to come to terms with and identify very quickly, is this my business or is this somebody else's business? And that's very simple, because you just simply have to say, is it within my control? If the answer is no, it is not within my control, then you know it's really not your business. It may impact you, but ultimately it's not your business. And so don't get too wrapped up in the whys. Don't get too wrapped up in the hows. Get wrapped up in and get concerned with and get focused on, how does this affect me? How do I move on from it if I choose to move on? And when you find yourself in a situation where other people's business starts impacting you, that's when you get to choose. Like, you are the CEO of your life, so you get to choose. Is this something I want to deal with on a short-term, long-term basis? Or is it something that I just need to cut off? And you get to choose. Like, that's the awesome part. That's that sold out to your happiness, like truly getting clear about, this is not something I want to deal with, so I'm not going to deal with it. Like, you don't have to have people in your life that you choose not to have in your life. And the other thing is, you get to choose the role that you allow them to play. They can choose a little bitty minuscule role. They can choose a really major and play a major part in your life. You get to choose that. That's your business. This is my life, my business. I'm in control of this. I'm the driver. Yes, other people's stuff impacts you, but you don't have to take it home with you. You don't have to absorb it. You don't have to internalize it. And so by doing the work and you asking these 4 questions, and I put a link on the title of this so that you guys can actually download this worksheet. My coaching clients got it earlier in the week. And so they're working through some of their own issues and applying some judgment techniques and really getting clear about, is it the thought that's got me upset, or is it the reality? And 9 out of 10 times it's not the reality. And the things that are reality, sometimes you just have to say, you know what, it is what it is. And that's what this is all about. Loving what is. It doesn't mean that you have to agree with everything people do. It doesn't mean that you have to expect that your life is going to be perfect. It's not. Stuff still sucks sometimes. It's going to happen. That's just that's reality. Things are going to happen. But ultimately, how you choose to respond, whether you choose to respond from a place of reality or if you choose to place and respond from a place of emotion, two different outcomes, two different paths. And the one that is based in reality is the one that you can control. That's the one that's going to take you to the next level. That's the one that's going to keep you and prevent you from repeating the same mistakes over and over and over and over again. So the book is called Loving What Is. The 4 questions are, is it true? And if so, how do I know it to be true? Is it absolutely true? An absolute meaning there's no other possible alternative. There's no other possible outcome, no other possible option. This is the only way it can be. That's absolute. So is it absolutely true? The third thing is, how do I react when I think this thought about whatever this thing is? You know, and that's when you get into touch with your emotion. Like, how do I feel? What is my response? Do I get angry? Do I get sad? Do I feel depressed? Do I want to throw stuff? Do I want to withdraw? Do I want to go indulge in fast food? Do I want to drink alcohol? Do I want to do drugs? What is my reaction when I think this thought? Because it's going to tell you how serious this matter is. And then the fourth thing is, who am I without that thought? In other words, if I choose, because it is my choice, because it's my business, if I choose not to think that thought about someone, if I choose not to engage with that emotion, who am I after that? And oftentimes what you find is all the symptoms that you found in how you reacted dissipate when you release that thought. So that's what the worksheet walks you through. It shows you the 6 steps to applying the judgment, and then it goes over the 4 steps with the inquiry plus the turnaround. And the turnaround allows you to put yourself in the other person's position, because typically we attract what we are, not what we want. I'm going to say that again. We typically attract what we are, not what we want. So if you are attracting a lot of bad experiences and a whole lot of bad relationships and a whole lot of bad people, like I used to, okay, then the problem is you. That's the bad part. Good part is the problem is you. It means you can fix it. It's within your control, because it's what? Your business. Got it? Okay, so that's my message for today. The link is in the title of this Facebook Live. It goes to my website, marcybatiste.com. It's a judgment inquiry worksheet, and it really walks you through how to get out your feelings and live and love in a space of reality. So the worksheets is like 2 pages. You can apply this strategy to every scenario in your life. And once you get really good at it, you can actually learn to do it in an instance, in the midst of a conversation. It doesn't require you to actually go through the worksheet. You learn to really process those 4 questions very, very quickly. The worksheet really is to draw out from you how to identify what these things are. Who are these people? Who are these situations? And I shared with you all throughout the week about my relationship with my father, and how this particular strategy really helped me deal with some abandonment issues. It helped me deal with some issues of not feeling loved, of low self-esteem, low self-worth, seeking out approval from other people, and needing and requiring external validation. I was able to work through all of that with this worksheet, you guys. So I'm not giving you something that I don't know works. I applied the strategies and it changed my life. And I've given you the worksheet. I've given you the tools. If you're ready to do the work, let's go. If you have any questions, my inbox is open 24 hours. The link is above, marcybatiste.com. If you need to reach me, just hit me up. I'm always here. All right. As always, you guys, I appreciate you for joining in. What's going on, Miles? Hey, Shireen. What's up, Lindsay? I appreciate you guys for joining in. Have an amazing rest of your weekend. And always, and most importantly, thanks for living life on Mars, guys. I'm out. Talk to you soon.